We're at the One-to-One Mining Conference in New York today. Tell us a little bit more about your company.
Yeah, Canada Nickel was just formed at the end of September. We're formed around the Crawford nickel-cobalt project, which is a new nickel discovery. There are very, very few new nickel discoveries, and we think the timing for this project couldn't be better. It has the potential to be a large-scale resource similar to the Dumont nickel project, which I advanced when I was running RNC Minerals. And we think the timing for a new discovery in a sector where EV, the entire EV supply chain is desperate for new sources of nickel, given the demand forecasts that we see coming down the pipe, over the last 10 years.
We're certainly seeing a change in the nickel price as well, aren't we?
Yes, yeah, nickel is the best performing base metal this year. Unfortunately, I think it's going to roll over a little bit before year end. It's gotten a little ahead of itself, but fundamentally, we think there's a long-term trajectory here, where nickel is going to continue to outperform other metals. If you go back in nickel's history, every 15 or 20 years you get a nickel super cycle. So in the late 1960s, in the late 1980s, and the mid 2000s, and it feels like sort of early to mid 2020s, we're sort of on track for another squeeze there. Again, nickel's always been a very high demand growth metal, and we go through these periods where we're going through a period of underinvestment, and we're going to need a lot more supply to come to market, and it's going to take higher prices to incent producers to bring those projects to market.
So over the next 6 to 12 months, what are the key milestones you're looking to achieve?
Yeah, so we'll be going public in early December. Right now, shareholders can get, investors can get exposure to it by buying either Noble Minerals or Spruce Ridge, who we consolidated the project from. They'll be dividending out the shares that they receive as part of this transaction. We're drilling right now as we speak. This year we'll have resource updates. We're doing the mineralogy and metallurgy work to basically prove there's a bunch of recoverable nickel that's there. And given what I know at Dumont and what I've seen so far at this deposit, we're confident that we're going to see decent numbers come out of that work. And again, right now we have $12 million valuation. And if you go back to the prior nickel cycle in 2004, 5, 6, 7, the valuations for nickel companies, were dramatically higher than that time frame. So I hope we get a repeat of that in the near future.
And presumably you're one-to-one today in order to get your name out there, make sure people understand the story.
Yeah, this is literally day one of our public marketing. So if you're watching this, buy the stock now, because we were really, really promoting the story, and we're getting a massive amount of interest from investors.
And how's the one-to-one event been?
Excellent. Again, you get the right, right group of investors, very focused setting. So it's a very productive use of time as a CEO of a mining company.
Super. Well, thanks for your time today.
No, thank you.